Hello everyone, I am Hacklebeast, and we are moving into the tiebreakers of the playoffs of Nation Wars, presented by the Swedish Brood War Initiative. Ooh, that is unfortunate for our Brown Zerg player, who is fLip. In the bottom position as the Brown Zerg, it is fLip. In the left position as the White Zerg, we have Julia. And of course, we need our good and fancy overlay. Boom. Oh no, I didn't set it up. Oh dear. Ah, shoot. Shoot. Okay. I knew there was something I forgot to test. If you cannot tell by the fact that my mic does not sound like absolute garbage, I am using a very new setup. So I replaced a lot of things and I tested it all out and it was working fine, but the one thing I did not test was the overlay program. And apparently I don't have the correct font on my computer, which is a little bit of a shame. Alright. That's alright. I'll work it out. I'll work it out. Just know that fLip, for this game, fLip is Brown Zerg in bottom, and Julia is White Zerg on the left side. So, ZVZ Icarus and on close positions. This is a map that really does favor the 9-pull. Even if you spawn cross position from your opponent, and even if you don't scout them out first, you can still get lings there pretty quickly. So it's never as if it's rare. It's rare that you miss your opportunity to do damage if your opponent went for hatchery first. Alright. So, and not... well, a little bit surprisingly, we have Julia. Julia went for a fast spawning pool and has yet to... there we go. That is his first ling. Interesting. Just getting the spawning pool up to give himself the option? To give himself the option, I guess? I guess the spawning pool really isn't so much about being able to make lings in the early game, as he didn't need to. But instead, it's just going to allow him to start his lair faster. Just a little bit faster than his opponent. Now, if he can hold off, he also has his hatchery going much sooner. He's going to have a little bit of an advantage moving into the game, but it's a very risky play to take, especially on a map with such close positions. One slip up on the micro on the ramp, and it could be game over for him. But for now, we have 6 versus 6, and it looks like he's going to be able to stabilize, especially with that hatchery almost done here. fLip isn't really building a huge number of lings. He got down a hatchery rather quickly as well. You normally don't see hatcheries after early pools, quite that early after early pools. But I guess fLip didn't feel like he was going to have an opportunity to break through this, so he decided, well, I'm just going to really quickly get my expo down. I won't have my expo as fast as my opponent, but I will have the gas faster. So hopefully I'll be able to use that, be able to win the Mutalisks. Alright, so Julia's Spire is just ever so slightly ahead. Ever so slightly ahead on the timing. Really not going to make a huge difference. And, wow. A very interesting for Julia. really going to invest a lot of these early lings, and you can do damage with early lings like this, but before the Mutalisks come out, you really open yourself up to this kind of counterattack from the early speedlings. Does he have enough to defend against this, is what's really going to be the question. He only has one ling into the base. The Gambit really didn't pay off for him. And now he's in a little bit of trouble. The Spire is almost done, and he can start making Mutalisks as soon as that happens, but he's going to be fine on the ground. It looks like he's going to be fine on the ground for now, as more lings are coming up, and yeah, the Mutalisks are going to be out just in the nick of time. And that's what Julia was really banking on there, and that's why it was such an interesting decision. It had a pretty low chance of working out, considering that the lings weren't really going to be out of position. There's a chance that fLip wasn't paying attention for a little while there, but now it's just a matter of making sure he doesn't lose any drones. That's 2, 3, oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. And that's why it was risky. Alright. Game 1 goes to fLip. And allow me to get a, add title? Is that what I want? I want Julia 01 fLip. Overall. Oh, that's not normally do the overall. Let's do it like that. Okay. That is way too large. Alright. Okay. So that will be my overlay for doing this. That's unfortunate. I forgot that it doesn't come with the font file. Alright, moving into set number 2. This is for the overall score. Overall AP, well, NA 0. No, I did Julia first. So PL 0 to 0. NA. Alright. Bottom left, yellow Zerg. We have... Wow, this is... Alright. A little bit too much for me. Alright. Bottom left, we have Julia. He's the yellow Zerg. And in the top left, as the brown Zerg, we have fLip. X, Control V. Alright. Alright, and did that overlay... Okay, there we go. There we go. Alright. Was Julia the person whining about lag last time I casted? Last time I casted, I remember there was one player who was just bitching about the lag pretty hard. It was versus Lockdog? I think it might have been Julia. Can't remember. Anyway, Julia went for 12 pool. And fLip with a overpool? With an overpool. Alright. And let's change this to not be red. Okay. Okay, I think I got this all set up. Got it under control. So, never did explain the situation we are in. We are in tiebreaker mode. We have 3 teams trying to get into the finals. Central Europe, North America, and Poland. It's just going to be whoever comes out on top between those. Each of those teams will play each other once, and whoever goes 0-2 is eliminated. And if there are no people who go 0-2, we try again. Simple as that. So if either of these teams win, they know they're safe, because it doesn't really matter if they go 1-1 or 2-0, they can still get to the finals. But if they lose, then they absolutely have to win their next game, or they may be eliminated. Alright, so fLip's coming in with his initial Zerglings, trying to do a little bit of harass on that, on the hatchery, but because it was a 12 pool and not a 12 hatch, Julia has his slings in plenty of time to defend. No real threat here. And the hatchery does have a lot of health, so while you don't want the lings battering away at it all day, you do have a little bit of time. You can be a little bit patient in trying to find the right angle when you already have your own lings out. Alright, looks like fLip's going in for the attack here. He did have a little bit, it looked like a little bit better of an arc, but Julia's going to be able to just barely eke that one out. Pretty close to an even trade. Now a couple new lings coming in. With that trade though, we don't have enough lings to cover the ramp anymore. So now we can go into pure harass mode on these lings, just trying to, there we go, sniping the gas drones. Gas drones tend to be a little bit more vulnerable than the ones on the mineral. A little bit easier to get to, and gas, obviously a more valuable resource at this point in the game. So, I'm gonna call this successful fLip. I mean, he pretty much just traded his lings evenly with his opponent, and then he picked up a drone. With how valuable drones are, I think that's a minor advantage for fLip. He did start out with an overpool compared to the 12 pool, so his economy is a little bit behind to begin with, but nothing too serious here. Nothing too serious here, and it looks like Julia's going to try to return the favor here. A lot of lings coming up from his base, but fLip already throwing down that sunken colony. If you're going to go for a build that involves getting the lair before your second hatchery, you always throw down the sunken colony in this position, because you know your opponent is going to have that second hatchery, going to have the option to make a lot of lings, and you just have to have the sunken colony. Even with the sunken colony and the mutalisks, these lings are going to get very close, and yes, with the final hit there, I think it might have been able to get off one more maybe, but just barely able to take out the Spire. And that is a huge blow right here to Julia. He only has 3 mutalisks up, and 3 is not a whole lot. 3's not a whole lot. Okay, I don't have the colors here for myself, so I'm probably gonna get them mixed up a couple of times. Brown is fLip, yellow's Julia. That's what I thought. Wow. Really? That's kind of a shame. There are only 3 mutalisks up. You could have eaten the damage and gotten the spore. Alright. Alright, fLip takes it with a very quick 2-0. And that's going to put North America up 1-0 over Poland.